What up, guys? Chef Beardsley. So, I've always wanted a 12S rig. Okay. Some of you two-stroke diehards are probably going to get all butthurt of what I'm about to do. But just remember, it's my toy. I do what I want. You know where the thumbs down is. I got two strokes here, there, there. Electric Baja there. DBXL. If you notice, there's no motor in it. I had the 30.5 in there, but that's in the new Baja. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to say attempt because I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to convert this to 12S. It is easier to do if you have the DBXL E 2.0. So what I'm going to do is, and my thing is 12S isn't designed for an Outcast or a Creighton or the XRT. It's too much for those trucks. I think that it's more set up for something like this or the Raminator. Obviously, I don't have a Raminator. So what I'm going to do is I ordered the Vitavon electric for the DBXL E 2.0. I ordered their transmission box. So what I'm looking at here is I feel like that's going to work on that side. So I think I'm going to, well, what I'm going to do is mount this up here. Hopefully the holes line up. If not, I got drill press, I got drills. We'll make it work. I'm going to have to order the center diff for the E 2.0 because all this is upgraded. This is another reason why I'm converting this to 12S. All this is upgraded. These aren't plastic anymore. The inner cups, the diff cups on the inside are metal. The cases are metal front and rear. She's bolted up. So I think she should hold up pretty well. I'm going to have to go through the diffs, check diff juice. The center looks like it's empty. But I'm not going to use this one because the one from the DBXL E 2.0 has the metal case. So I'm just going to order that with the gear. The goal is to make this stupid fast for off-road. I'm not hopping on the trend. I've been thinking about this for a long time. I'm thinking about also keeping the mechanical brakes hooked up, but that might be down the road. For right now, I think we're going to make sure this can actually fit on here. With maybe with some drilling, we might not even need to. It's got a couple holes. I'm going to have to slot the chassis here for the motor slide. But this is designed for the Max 4. So hopefully that should mount right up. It looks like it might. But yeah, let me take this off the center brace here, or the center diff brace, and see if this one just bolts in. Because if so, that's going to make life a lot easier. Because on the DBXL E 2.0, this just mounts right, takes the spot, and you're good to go. But here with this being a two-stroke, everything's pushed to one side. So we're going to give it hell. I'll update you guys. All right, guys. So for further inspection, I'm going to have to drill some holes. They are spaced differently, which is no big deal. The main thing is we want to make sure this hole lines up with this hole. We might be able to actually reuse one hole, but yeah. So we're gonna use the one trick that hey, Addicted, what's that guy that Raz Schifrin does sorry if I'm butchering your name. If you ever watch this, you probably never see me, but I'm going to use his trick where he uses double-sided tape, pushes down, and leaves the holes where they need to be, tap them, and you're good to go. So I'm going to attempt that and hopefully not mess it up because I only have one chassis, and these chassis are stupid expensive right now. So fingers crossed. All right, change the plans completely. This chassis brace comes too far back, so I can't actually line this up without hitting that. So what we're going to do is go complete in the center. I'm going to have to get different drive shafts, obviously. We'll see how long the ones for the 2.0 E, the E 2.0 are, and go from there. So I think we're going to have to, the next step, I'm going to have to get the center diff, set it in here, just so I can get the angles right of the drive shafts, and figure out how long the drive shafts for the E 2.0 are. I'll probably order those too for the front and rear. So that way I can put the center diff in, line everything up. So before I start drilling and setting this up, I can actually get the angles right and then go from there. This little guy's going to have to come off and we'll go from there. Yes, because the motor there. Yeah. So for you guys, this is going to be one video. For me, this is going to be a few months. So I'll update you guys in a few seconds, a few months for me. All right, so it is probably almost a month later in this video. So again, to go recap, I don't know where I left off. Sorry, like I said, it's taking me a while to figure out for you guys. I couldn't mount this where I wanted it. So I ended up getting the Losi DBXL E 2.0 center shafts, a center diff, the rebuild kit, the spur, and the diff cups. So we're going to build the center diff, install it into this Vitavon, however you want to say it, in there, and then go from there. Figure out where we need to mount it. I think the issue is going to be with these shafts, because these work on like these aren't dog bones. There's like a pin that goes through and a set screw and whatnot. These are just straight dog bones. So I'm hoping that these diff cups can be put into these front and rear diffs. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. First things first, let's build the center diff. Alright, so seals on, first diff cup, first set of gears. I'm going to put 20 mil in the center for now. Who knows, after some testing I might plug it, we don't know yet. But I figured 20 mil is a good starting point. So yeah, let me get it back together. Or together. Boom, center diff is made. Yeah, so now it's time to mount it into this housing here. And then the real work starts, trying to figure out how we're gonna line this all up, make it fit. I'm really hoping that the center diff cups from the stock one work in the front and rear diffs, because like I said, these new ones are dog bones. So yeah, let's see what happens. I effed up. I had it all together and I got the wrong diff cups. I got the ones for the original DBXL, excuse me, not the 2.0. So these shafts don't fit in those cups. So honest mistake, I have the new ones on order, so I'm gonna have to take the diff apart, replace these. I also ordered, they have the outdrive cups or whatever you want to call them for back here, so you can run the dog bone. So those are coming now too, so I can slide them over that shaft and replace those, so those can go in. Excuse me. So honestly, we're making a little leeway at a time. Like I said, it's going to be a longer little build, but I think it's going to work. So the motor and whatnot, center diff, this is going to be in here obviously, but yeah, and we'll have the batteries over here. I think it's going to be good. But yeah, so now I got to play the waiting game. So in a few seconds you guys will see it, but it's going to take me like 4 days to get the parts. Alright guys, so in this build series video, not really a series of video I guess, I don't know how this is working. I ran into another issue. I don't know if I told you guys. So I got the drive shafts and all that, the center drive shafts. I pulled out the rear diff. I realized that this gear, the pinion for the rear diff and the front diff, I need a hole through this to be able to run those new diff cups I got, because I had to get different diff cups for the center shafts, because the center shafts are different than the two-stroke one with bigger pins, whole thing. So I ordered these. They fit on there, but the old style only used 2 grub screws to hold it from spinning. This has a through pin. So what I did was order these gears for the front and rear. But in doing that, they are different number teeth on these gears than these gears. So what I had to do was also get the other gear for the diff. So I'm going to be rebuilding the diffs with the new ring and pinion gears for the front and rear diffs. Finally be able to put on these new diff cups for the center drive shafts. And then we will do that for front and rear. I'm going to just rebuild. I'll probably film rebuilding the rear. The front I'm not going to. It's going to be just like the rear. Gonna probably throw 500K in the rear, I think, just for now. And yeah, so we're gonna build that, put the diff cup on, do that, and then I'll film that. The front I'll do by myself, and then we should be able to mount the center diff with the Vidavon setup that you guys seen earlier. And then really start screwing holes, because it is what's today? Wednesday. Friday, the Max 4 combo is coming for 12S. So fingers crossed, unless I run into something else, should have it pretty much good. And the tires come tomorrow too. It's getting there. Little hiccups here and there, but I'm actually having a lot of fun. Would it have been easier to just get the 2.0 chassis for the electric version? Yes. Would it have been easier to buy a used 2.0 electric? Yes. Would it have been more money? Yes. Would it have been way easier? Yes. Would it have been more fun? Absolutely not. So we're going to make it work. So let me set you guys up and let's build up this diff. As you can see, it is dry. So I knew it leaked. I believe I do actually, yeah, I do have new seals I'm going to throw on there. And like I said, this is the rear, so I'm going to do 500K. I'm going to fill it, put the new gear on, and then I'm going to put it in the housing and go from there. So yeah, let me get to it. All right, so diff is back together, all good, filled up with 500K. I'm going to put this in the housing here. This is a FID, I think, housing. Believe this is FID. Believe this is a FID housing. Pretty nice, not bad. Got my bearings in there and whatnot. So let me do her up. Let me get this new gear on so we can actually put utilize the new diff cups that come out of here like this. So that way we can run the center shafts. Getting there, slowly come together. Alright guys, so this ring right here to get on to capture that pin that needs to go in there, what a pain. What I did was I put it on the end of this diff cup, put it in the vise, got it halfway on, then slid it onto the shaft, put the pin through, and then held that gear kind of cockeyed in the vise and just slowly tightened it while it was just pushing on that ring, and it snapped it on. Yeah, got it though. We got it. Let's grease it up and put it together. Alright, boom. Rear diff done. All back together, ready to go. I'm gonna get the big girl down. I'm gonna set the diff back in, put the whole back together again, which is only a couple screws, and then I'll rip the front off and do the same thing. And then you'll see it once the two diffs are in, and then I'm going to talk about how I'm going to mount that center diff housing I got. I'm going to drill holes, obviously, countersink and all that. Make sure it's all lined up good, but I think it'll be good. As long as I can line it up straight, we'll be good. Alright, front and rear diff are in. I think I have it lined up pretty well. I might have to trim some of this plastic here for this screw here. Obviously nothing's mounted yet, but I think they're about even now. I think that's where it's going to live. Oh god, there goes the e-revo. So yeah, next step is I'm going to put little dots on the four corners just so I know I can put it back. I'm going to do what Rad Schifrin, I think his name is, does. Put the double-sided tape, take some of the sticky off the top, push it down so you know where the holes are, and drill my holes. And she should be mounted up. Like I said, I think that's good for play-wise. I think it's gonna go, man. I think that's it. Whoo! Next step, like I said, mark it, and we'll drill it, and hopefully it lines up good. And then big freaking motor, big freaking ESC, going together pretty good. All right, everybody. For me, it's a new day. Same video for you guys. Today's a big day. We go to mount the center gearbox now. Like I said in the last clip, like I said, it's a new day for me. So I think it's plenty of goodness, movement in there. Not too much. Neither one. It's the closest I can get without hitting that center support there. So I really think this is going to be it. I don't think this is too much of a angle, if you guys see. So it should be pretty good. First thing I'm going to do is cut this little piece of plastic. I'm going to have to cut around there because there's a screw under there. So I can mount it, because there's chassis there, so I can mount it there. That's the first part I'm going to mark. I'm going to put a dot here so I can line up all four corners. And I'll do the Raf Schiffman trick, or I forgot, I'm sorry, it says his name wrong, but put the double-sided tape across, set it down, push, and the holes stay center punch, and make some holes. It's the big part. Alright, so I drilled the 2 holes for the nipples on the bottom of this mount here. I actually was off a little bit, and the back drive shaft, back drive shaft was too far forward, so it was like right on the edge of here when it would move. So they're a little oblonged out now, so more adjustability, let's say. Hey dude, like I said, I just wing it. So yeah, so she should be good right here. So I'm going to drill the holes for the rest of the screws. I'm going to have to cut a slit in the chassis like this here, so the center gear doesn't hit the chassis, and she'll be all mounted up and good to go. Alright, so I got the little holes drilled out here, here, and here. Gonna make those bigger to mount this. And here's the holes I oblonged out because I was off. I was a little too far forward. So, all good. They still go in. Push it back. All the holes line, hopefully all the holes line up. This hole lines up perfect with this side here. Excuse me, and then I have to cut a notch out of there. I might cut a notch for that so I can adjust mesh here, and she'll be all mounted up and good to go. And then the motor ESC should be here Friday. FedEx hates me, so the tires are not here today. Hopefully FedEx is right with the motor ESC being here Friday, but probably not because FedEx hates me for some reason. So yeah, let me get to it. Hell yeah, all the holes line up perfectly, which is fantastic. Like I said, had to oblong these out, but you know, shit happens, man. Gotta keep on keeping on. So I'm going to put all the screws in, tighten it down, smush this to find out where that line is for the gear on the bottom here, because it's hitting the chassis obviously. And then I'm going to put 4 holes in each corner and cut out that piece, and then we should be able to mount her on up. Hell yeah, it's coming together. Getting more and more excited. All right, she's all mounted up. Countersunk the holes. Chain going up there. Pretty good. Can't complain. Everything lined up. I did not cut another notch in the chassis to get to that bottom mount and the screw. I'm gonna hold off and see once I get the motor and stuff in. But right now, she's looking good. All good to go. So next step is motor ESC, and then we'll figure out how we're mounting batteries in this thing. And then we beat the snot out of it and see what breaks. Like I said, so far so good. I've been hitting some hiccups here and there, but we'll make it work. And worst comes to worst, once I run it a bunch and figure out if I have to get a 2.0 electric chassis, I will at some point. Or if I bend this one, that's what I'll do. But we're going to keep running it. So next part, in this video, you guys will see the motor in the ESC when it shows up. Boom. Guys, new day, some more parts. We got the tires in. I don't expect these to last long. I know people are going to be like, you should have ran these or that. They're going to explode, blah, 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 blah. I know. Okay, I know. But testing purposes, they last a little bit. I'm fine with it. They didn't cost that much. Got my DDM mitt here. I'm not going to show it because my address is right there. And more importantly, a boom! A boom! I already opened them. I'm sorry, guys. I had to look at them. They are ginormous. All right, just took them out of the box. So, that's the Max 4 ESC. Like, nothing does this. Like, here's it next to, like, a can. Like, what? That's just the ESC, bro. And people say Coke can motor, Coke can motor. This is a 12-ounce can. It comes in, like, those Yeti koozies. That's it next to the motor. Holy crap. Giant. I'm going to be running those crap, I forget what they're called. They're way bigger plugs, obviously. QC8s or something like that. I don't remember what they're called. But I have to get those, so I have to solder this up. But I'm still going to mount everything, make sure everything lines up. I think I have an idea for mounting this ESC. But, dude, I'm telling you, like, it is ginormous. Like, here's a Traxxas 6S ESC. You know, like, that's a 6S ESC. Insane. Insane. It thing's diesel, man. Like, listen. And it's censored. Woo, boy. Man, it's getting real. I'm super pumped. Let me get the truck down off of where I keep it, and let's see if we can get this all together. Just mocking it up before. I got to take this out to mount all this because I never cut that slot to take this motor mount out. But I think I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to take it out and gear it up and all that. So, obviously this is where the motor's going. The ESC can't go here because, so I plan on putting my batteries. It doesn't fit here because it's too big. My only option is right here, because I believe the body should still fit. It should with it like so. Yeah, easy, got plenty of room. So that's like that. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is mount it on top of the center diff. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to see what I have laying around outside in the basement. And these, I don't know what these are for. Obviously, it's for the 2.0 electric. So this might be for bracing or even a mount. I don't even know. I'm going to back these out. And I actually might make a bracket out of metal right here. Screw it out onto the center diff. And then mount this to that piece of metal that I put there. Something like that. I think that's what I'm going to do. It's my only choice, really. And then, yeah, because we got this here. It's for the sensor. Plenty of that. And then that we can mount up out of the way. That's going to go to there. Yeah, and then I still have room for 2 6S packs. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to figure out how to make something to hold this. I'm no metal worker. I'm no expert. I just make it up as I go. So I'm going to do some looking and figure something out. Alright, so I just realized I have the wrong pitch gear. Fine. It's fine. I'll get a new pinion to match up with that. But I'm still going to do a dry fit. Obviously, we're not going to mesh it very well. I just want to make sure that when I put this in, the motor's not hitting the chassis. I can line everything up. It's going to have to all come out again anyway. So, no big deal. I just want to make sure everything fits. So, let's get back to it. Alright, so clearance problem right there. This screw coming up for the side skirt here is hitting the motor. So I'm actually just going to remove that screw and just grind that piece down because there's screws holding it here and here. I'm not really worried about that. I have a feeling that I'm going to bend this chassis again because I do stupid stuff. And when that happens, I'm going to get the 2.0 chassis. But proof of concept, and this is cheaper. So let's get it going. All right, boom. She's all mounted in. She ain't going nowhere. I think the rear end of this chassis is still a little bent, but it's not pushing up on the can or nothing. So I think we're good there. Everything mounted up. I'm just looking, sorry guys. Yeah, everything mounted up pretty good. Everything's lined up. Obviously, like I said, I need to change out the pinion. It's the wrong pitch, it's fine. I just want to see how everything lined up. So next step, where the hell? There it is. I don't know how I lost something so big. Next step is to try to figure out how am I going to mount that. I'm going to have to, like I said, I'm going to have to make something, I think. I have to do like something to make this flat here and then straight across. So I'm going to have it come up and then over and have another spacer here and a piece of metal on top. Mount this bad boy. That's what we're gonna have to do. Let me get to tinkering. Okay, hear me out, okay? I'm actually having a blast doing this. Okay, so with this big behemoth, what I'm gonna do is, this is a bent Baja chassis that I actually took a piece out for my Kraken so I can put on that front protector. I've been keeping it around just for this occasion because if you look, it fits perfect on there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut some more of this chassis out. I'm gonna put it here, make spacers so it sits flat, screw it down, and then this ESC can mount right onto it. What? All right, guys, it is, I don't even know how many days it's been, but I'm using my phone now, so if it looks weird, I left my GoPro inside, so bear with me. But yeah, this is where I'm at. Boom, she's pretty much all done. I'll show you what I did for the ESC mount. Sorry I didn't really film how I made the ESC mount because honestly I didn't know what I was doing. I just I got some drinks and just started tinkering. So again, I took my bent Baja chassis that's all destroyed, that I took for the other Baja. So I cut a chunk out, it was just a flat plate that it's on now. It's not just held on with a zip tie, guys. It is 3M tape down, double-sided, but I also put one of those big ass zip ties around it, just one, just in case. I know this is very rough looking, but it should work. It's all screwed down. I can literally pick it up by the ESC, so she's mounted pretty good. Motor's all in, wired up. Servo is in. Wires, I'm going to work a little bit more on wire management because I really don't want none of these to get pulled on to the center shafts there. But tires, I think, are going to explode. So, whatever. Oh, wow. I can zoom in with this thing? How about that? Again, I don't really use my phone for this stuff. So, tires, I think, are not going to last very long. But they were affordable because, again, guys, I have a job and stuff. So, like, I'm trying to do this as budget-friendly as I can. The only thing I have to do now is figure out my battery situation. Because I don't have the two 6S packs I want yet. I think for two of them, it's like $300. And again, I don't have the money right now yet. But we're rocking, what are these, the X8s or whatever? I forget what the connectors are called. I'll have them linked in the description. But yeah, so literally, I'm going to post this video of the build because I really don't know what I'm going to do with the batteries yet here until I get the batteries. So I'm going to post the video of the build so there's no run yet. We're literally like this close to running it. Once I get batteries and how to mount them in there. I have a couple ideas. So obviously in the next video of this, you guys will see it running. I'll show you guys what I did for the batteries. But overall, I had a lot of fun. Would it have been easier to get the DBXL 2.0 chassis? Yeah, would have been more money. And I want to see if I can actually make it happen. And so far, I think it's going to be pretty solid. I'm almost 100% sure I'm going to bend this chassis because if you know me, I'm going to do some stupid stuff and it's going to bend. So when that happens, I'll get the 2.0 chassis for the E 2.0, and we'll be good, like the upgraded one. But as of right now, I think I had a lot of fun building it. Could have been easier. Could have been a little cleaner job. Like, could this be more straight? Because if you guys notice, it's a little crooked. Yeah, but you know what? It's my toy. And for the guys that are going to get butthurt that I took a 2-stroke and made it this, fight me. It's my toy. Okay, I got all the 2-strokes, man. So, this is the 12S rig, man. That's it. And again, next time you guys see this, it'll be a run video. I will show you guys what I do for batteries. And as for batteries, I'm not 100% on what kind of batteries I'm going to get yet. I know some of you guys are like, oh, you got these. I've been looking. There's two of them I've been looking at. Like I said, I just gotta wait for funds. So I'm gonna post this video. By the time you get, like, I would say in a week or two, I should have batteries and have it up and running. So you should see a run video of this very soon. Again, we're probably gonna do stupid stuff with it like we always do. I don't think the tires are gonna last long, but I don't care. I just want to see what we can do. So again, like and subscribe. I don't know. I've been working on this video for a few months now, so I don't know where I started it. So I'm Chef Beardsly. Look for a video coming to this soon. I am super pumped. A quick shout out to my buddies that we talk to every day. Gus's Custom Creations, Addicted to RC, Sergeant J's RC Adventures, Burnsy, KGM. Because I was just shooting ideas back and forth with all those guys. Like, what do you think of this? Or like this and that angles, especially Gus. When Gus Custom Creations, he builds custom stuff. So I'm like, Gus, you think this is good, like angle-wise and stuff? So shout out to all those guys. I'll have them all linked in the description. Go check them out. And yeah, I'm pumped. I can't wait to get this out. So let me get the batteries and we'll get it going. So next video, run video, probably blow up tires, maybe bend the chassis. So I'm pumped. I appreciate you guys watching.